Welcome, everyone, to another episode of the Adeptus Ridiculous podcast. My name is DK Diamantes, his name is Bricky, and oh, look at that, anniversary episode means it's Kirioth. But before all that, if you enjoyed today's episode and you want to support us, heading over to the Patreon, patreon.com/AdeptusRidiculous. You know the drill, links in the description. Bricky, take them away.
Hello, it's me. I'm Bricky. I'm here because of lots of thing and stuff and thing. I roll advertisement before we talk about the really awesome anniversary episode. Yippee! Happy holidays, everyone. This episode of Adric is sponsored by the Raycon Essential Open Earbuds, the specialized earbuds made just so that you have the ability to listen to your surroundings very, very well while listening to extremely quality music, podcasts, whatever it is. The Essential Open Earbuds are up to 20% off this holiday season. They are absolutely fantastic for anyone that needs to be able to still hear their surroundings while they're doing stuff. I give all of these to my staff down at Orchid 8 because they can still listen to any directions or things going on while being able to listen to their music, their podcasts, etc. on the job, because I think you should be allowed to do that, because then I turn into like, you can't have a chair at the checkout aisle type company. They sound great. They got great battery life. They recharge very fast. They fit comfortably in the ear, and they're all up to 20% off. And there's all down in the description with a link you can click, or go to buyraycon.com/Adric to get yours, hopefully before December 15th, because it would be great if it was arriving perfect in time for Christmas. That's buyraycon.com/Adric. Purchased by December 15th to make sure you guarantee you have it before the end of the holidays. Thank you so much for sponsoring this video. So it is, I'm sorry, DK and Shy and Kirioth. What anniversary is it today?
Oh, man, is this the
Oh, no.
5th year?
Yeah, it's
anniversary, right?
5 years, half a decade.
My bones are crumbling.
Just ash and dust.
I'm waking up.
Yeah,
Check my
it's
brow and I sweat my rust.
so true. It is the 5-year anniversary of Adeptus. Ridiculous.
God
And
damn.
because it's the anniversary, we're going to have a bit of a longer episode today. Before we get into that, we want to do a big thank you to many of folks for this episode. Ted Zero for the thumbnail and other art. Carolina for all of the background art that we have. I can never pronounce, is it Zephyr? How's their name?
I just call them Halistay because I think that's their Twitter handle.
Yeah, okay. Halistay for all of the poster art. Sinvicta for the theme songs for all of our podcasts. Sparky for being the assistant editor. Possum, or Strawberry Possum, for script writing, research, and unwavering mental stability. The patrons, of course, each and every one of you, for your unwavering support as we can only continue to do this podcast. Thanks to all of you. And of course, well, this is written by Shy, so I was going to say myself, but Shy, DK, Kirioth, myself, my dear associates for hosting this podcast.
The way Shy struggled and could not write friends is just great. My friend,
down,
colleagues,
bleh, starts to melt into sludge.
Mhm.
But it's been 5 years. A very, very good time of the 5 years. A fun little niche that we've encountered.
Yeah.
Warhammer has always been known for having lots of overly complicated and difficult lore, and not to mention a lot of kind of dry technical stuff for long explanations. And our niche was carved specifically into simplifying all that shit, getting some of it wrong, and having people who aren't really that interested or know much about Warhammer get into the hobbies. So I'd say it's been a pretty awesome time.
Yeah, I was going to say, getting it wrong and having a great time doing it.
Hell yeah, that's the good stuff. But we have been warned today that Kirioth is well, you said you had to pre-read the script so you can save your mental health?
Oh yeah, well, you know, I like to read the scripts in advance, make sure I know what's going on, and I did that yesterday, and it went so poorly, or well, I don't know how to describe it fully, that I ended up stopping and then opening up OBS and recording myself reading it for the first time, because there were so many things that made me either, recoil in horror or just ask the question, why? Why though? Why is that in here? So if you want to sign up to the Patreon, that will be up there. It is literally 20 minutes of me only vaguely, slightly avoiding a massive crash out. So you've got that to look forward to after the episode as well, which bodes well for this, doesn't it? I know you're thinking to yourselves, this is going to be absolute perfection when it comes to an anniversary episode. Not lore, but an anniversary episode. That's where it's going to shine.
The way I hoped you were going to start off this episode by saying, so you guys like sci-fi, right?
I don't want to inflict that PTSD on a chunk of the audience.
Apparently, if anyone is to blame for this, it would be Shy, as she stated that she ordered Possum to write this script to torment DK and Bricky, which I don't know, Shy. My heart's a little black. I don't know if you can quite get at me that way.
Your heart is a little black? What, sir?
Look, I'll be honest. There is a specific, it's maybe 4 words in the sentence that I know is going to get you.
Is it we watch from death?
It is not we watch from death.
Because those are 4 words that do get
words
me.
You hate the most.
It's true, every time.
Those are 4 evil words. Featuring Slaughter from the Warhammer 40,000.
Featuring Slaughter from the Slaughter with the Slaughter.
Good Lord. Okay. All right. Well, we got only so much time, and by that I mean 2 hours. So let's see what we got.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I've got a mystery quote, which won't help whatsoever. So what I'll do is I'll give the mystery quote and then probably just go straight into it. I just want to see what the reaction is. So, well, we don't know if it's a good thing we're talking about today. This could all be a lead up to Kirioth being like, here's the worst thing that ever happened in Warhammer history. And that was a quote from one DK Diamantes in the You've Been Lied to About Corn episode. So that probably sets the tone. Right, deep breath. We're going in. The year is 1990. At this point, there had been some anthologies and novels for Warhammer Fantasy, but 40k had been steadily getting popular since its inception in 87. It was time to do a book or 3 within that universe to really sell it. Instead of getting an up-and-coming author to lead the initial charge, GW tapped in Ian Watson.
Oh.
Now, I must say, and I mean this in the kindest method, I did not know Ian Watson was as old as he is. And there's a little bit of respect that is re-bubbled up to Mr. Ian Watson. Because he's 83 or something?
Yeah, he's been around for a while. And he was, as pointed out right here, one of the most significant British science fiction authors, and he had already claimed the British Science Fiction Association's Best New Novel Award and the Pre-Apollo Award by the time he was, brought in for 40k. So, he's got the pedigree there. He's got the skill.
Sure. Also, considering the subject matter of Warhammer, him being born smack dab in 1943, and handling a lot of and growing up in a very post World War II era, I think is puts him right in prime in a great spot that can really help us all understand Dorn's poop vault.
Well, this also means that he was 47 when writing what we're about to read, which it certainly puts a complexion on it. I'm not sure what that complexion is, but it does definitely put a certain like a little bit of taste to the proceedings. He was a bit risque, a bit pulp, but Ian was provided all the limited background material he needed to write these books, including the very recently released Realm of Chaos books, and was sent on his way to make a grimdark science fiction book in this implicitly horrific new setting. And he certainly delivered something. The Inquisition War trilogy consists of the first 40k book ever Inquisitor, renamed Draco in 1990, Harlequin in 1994, and Chaos Child in 1995. The infamy of the Inquisitor War books is long-standing within the community, and today, for the anniversary episode, you're going to learn why. Not just by getting a summary of the books, but also reading some of the notable lines yourselves so that you can experience it firsthand. And Possum has put a little note here. I have suffered once more, and now you're going to suffer with me. So that's nice.
Oh. I was going to say, that wasn't really a quote we were going to guess, really. I was kind of like waiting for... Oh, okay.
So, in case you didn't know, this trilogy is subject to an explicit content warning of literally everything. Like, actually everything. And there's some things that Possum didn't go over that happens in the books and the little short stories, because this is already a hefty episode. So just know that if you're sitting there thinking, well, this has been forgotten, it's not been forgotten. Possum has had it seared into their mind's eye, and they will never forget this trilogy. So don't worry about that.
Oh, is that a case on book 2? Chaos Child?
Oh yeah, you've spotted him.
My boys.
I can notice that trim anywhere.
Oh no! Please, no, God, no.
I'm sure they will be treated with dignity and respect. So,
hate that. Hate that you said it like that. Don't love that, but go off, Kim.
So one Jaq Draco, or Jaq Draco, depending on how you want to go with it, was born on Xerxes Quintus at some point in roughly M38, the 5th planet in a solar system with a harsh white sun. This was a world of farmers, fisherfolk, mutants, and wild psychers. By the time he was born, Xerxes Quintus had only been back in the Imperial fold for about 100 years. Memories of the time before were warped into bizarre myths and religion on the planet, and it was a weird heaven and hell of a world. Half of the world was a borderline demon world with horrible abominations walking around, while the other half was a lush coastal paradise. But looks were deceiving. Even those on the coast worshipped the Lord of Change. Always a good start.
Yep.
Oh.
I mean,
nothing like a little, Tzeentch worship. Nothing quite like it.
I do love that they've been back in the Imperial fold for 100 years. Still loving that Lord of Change, though. Still really like it.
Yeah. Well, that's just half the planet, right? Just half the planet and the people on the coast. Everybody else is an emperor-fearing loyalist.
Oh, well, definitely.
I mean, the other half is like borderline demon world, so there's definitely got to be some Tzeentch worship going on over there as well, right? There's no way they've got out of that scot-free.
Thank God we have the mentally stable Inquisitor Draco on his way over.
A pillar of stability, right?
So half mutants, half paradise, all demon worshippers. Sick. Even demon worshippers are having some kind of class divide.
happens everywhere, even on a demon world. So when the planet was found, the Imperium thought that the coastal farming and fishery potential of the planet would be great, so long as they could convert the neighbouring planet of Quartus into a mining world. Missionaries worked to convert the population to the good word of the God Emperor, while Jaq's parents had some other tasks. They were particularly adept at genetics, so they were utilised to help uplift the population to Imperial standards in some way or another. At the age of 2, Jaq's parents were killed by demon-possessed psychers while doing science work in the woods.
That's... I mean, to be fair, that's not the craziest thing I've ever heard in a 40k story. That's par for the course.
I just love Possum's phrasing on that.
Yeah.
It
feels very casually.
It feels very kind of, she was killed in the Amazon whilst researching spiders, or whatever that line was. Got that sort of vibe. So Jaq, at this point, quickly whisked away as an orphan and brought to a mission school. He vowed vengeance against demons and the psychers who tried to master demons for killing his parents at this very young age. He became very pious and was deeply dedicated to the God Emperor when, at the age of 12, he would realize that he himself was a psyker. The thing he hated most.
You've become what you hate.
It's good story writing, isn't it? But we're only like 2 pages in, so don't worry, it'll get worse.
I was going to say, it's story writing anyway.
He was questioning in his youth, and he was ordered to study the Codex Impuritatis to memory as a punishment of his questioning and doubt.
What?
This served as look, I don't know what this is. I'm assuming it never shows up again. I didn't recognize it. It's that. The Codex Impuritatis. I'm guessing...
I'm sorry. I thought you said like a very bad word. The Codex Impuritatis, yeah.
Okay, now I'm concerned that I've said something awful.
No, you're fine.
You're good.
It's just it sounded a little bit goofy. It's all right.
I'm loving it.
Oh.
Well, Shire's double checked for us, and no results matching the query on that particular codex.
So it's just something they threw in here because it sounds like, oh yeah, he found he was a psyker. I'm sure there's an impure codex that they can read yeah. Something like that.
It's the classic case of here's a random thing they added they don't need to explain later.
Yeah.
Just chuck a vaguely Latin word at it, move on, forget it was over there. Easy. The 40k story. No, so he has to study this and memorize it as a punishment, but this served as an accidental preparation for him to ultimately join the Inquisition. In his studies, he concluded that the only way to properly fight against the darkness of demons was to empower psychers within the Imperium as living weapons against the hell of chaos. In his many dreams, he saw devilish visions, but he saw the blinding and true light of the Emperor himself, and he felt that he could be that beacon. He was eventually taken by one of the black ships due to his psychic nature and was interrogated. However, he was deemed too necessary and too powerful to waste, so he would become an Inquisitor and would rise through the ranks and join the Ordo Malleus.
Woo!
Hey!
Started from the bottom, now we're here.
Literally, he was on the demons.
You did it.
Demon world, and now he hunts demons. Yay!
Yay, he did it! That's the end. The end of the story. Happy anniversary, everyone. See you next week.
Shortest episode yet. Narrative cohesion. Oh, yeah. So the story of the Inquisition Wars opens up with a note stating that the accounts in the books are restricted archives that have a clearance level of vermilion. We have the notes from another Inquisitor that doubts the validity of the text we're about to read, but the Inquisitor doesn't have access to classified documents in the hidden archives, so they can't verify this. He can, however, verify that all of the members of Jaq's retinue are real, but there's no living witness to testify towards it. Worst of all, the accusations made in the text are so blasphemous and heretical that it poses a risk to the Imperium as a whole, and they should be destroyed. Archiving be damned, this stuff has got to go. And then you get a nice... it's heavy stuff. There's an actual warning from the Ordo Malleus archive itself, which, you know what, DK, you can be first up. Although I've just noticed that there is a slight copy-paste nonsense going on. All right, there we go, sorted.
Warning! What follows is the so-called Liber Secretorium, or Book of Secrets of Jaq Draco, the Renegade Inquisitor. This is a book which may have been deliberately designed as a weapon of sabotage faith and duty. The primary purpose of the Liber may be to sow distrust and discord among the hidden masters of our orders so as to undermine the Ordo Malleus from within. The intention might also be to cast doubt upon the motives of our immortal God Emperor himself. Praise his name! We do not know. Anyone authorized to scan this Liber Secretorium is privy to the darkest of conspiracies. Anyone not thus authorized faces the penalty of mind scrubbing or death. In either event, you are warned.
Liber Secretorium. Secretorum. Goofy.
Just goofy library secrets.
I know writers who use subtext, and they're all cowards.
So true. So true.
pretty severe warning there. So going into it, it would make sense to be on your guard, which is why it's hilarious to me that it's ironically followed by the first line of the prologue, where Jaq Draco writes, "Believe me, I intend to tell the truth as I experienced it." So, classic mixed messaging. Love that.
Mm-hmm.
So we open up on the wrong foot. The first paragraph of the book is Jaq Draco's navigator judging the outfit of a Calidus assassin as too revealing.
Wait. A Calidus assassin?
Yes.
As in the skin-tight bodysuit assassin?
Yep.
As
The
too
navigator's not
revealing.
Yeah, no, you can't be having...
Hey, that's hugging her curves in all the wrong ways. It's making me think wrong things, brother. It's too revealing.
My third eye weeps at the sight of this. What do you mean?
It's leaving nothing to the imagination. I'm mad.
First paragraph of the book proper. Incredible work. And as Possum says, bodes pretty poorly for the rest of it. But this is a great time to introduce the early retinue of Inquisitor Jaq Draco. The Calidus assassin here is named Melindy. She was born with the name Lindy in a barbarian tribe on a feral planet before she was recruited by the Assassinorum. They tried to remove any trace of her original identity during her training, but she refused, loudly yelling, me Lindy, to the point where they made that her name.
Calidus assassin, eh?
Yeah. Real Hodor vibes from that, to be honest.
Yeah.
She's described as almost Amazonian. Jaq knows he's supposed to not obsess over her, but it's a bit too late for that. She is a master of disguise, but more recently, this mastery was hampered a bit. She got a genetic modification so that she... Oh, God, I've read this like 4 times and I still can't get through it. She got a genetic modification so that the only form she can currently perfectly transform into is a Genestealer.
Huh?
Why?
Who would...
Look, we don't... What you need to know, the most
Why
important
would she
part of
only do that?
What purpose does that even serve?
She just looks
I mean,
really
it
like
serves
a Genestealer when she wants to. It's fine.
Oh no, it's all flooding back. I was wondering where the name Draco reminded me from something. Oh no, I remember now. I remember now. Continue. Oh God damn it, we're doing this.
Oh man,
Yes,
Ricky's
it's
correct.
so early.
The sudden
No,
realization
it's
is making
so
Brissy
early.
crash
Oh.
out. Holy shit.
Oh, I remember now. I remember now.
I vaguely remember him being brought up in an episode as being very like, oh God, this is awful, but I don't remember any specific example, so I am intently listening, Kirioth.
Shai,
Right.
can we, I know this is more work for you, but can we splice in where at the start of Break, you was like, you're not going to get me, I have a cold black heart or whatever? Because I feel like the amount of time that lapsed between that statement and that crash out is really small.
About 20 minutes, actually. Yeah.
Right around 20 minutes, yeah.
I don't know if you can quite get at me that way.
So yeah, Melindy can only currently perfectly transform into a Genestealer, and we'll get into that and how that is particularly hot for one Jaq Draco. Oh boy.
Please
The
tell me that was
navigator-
just a joke possum line. That was just like, oh yeah, she can turn into a Genestealer.
Oh, it's a joke, all right. Don't you worry.
Oh,
Okay,
don't
cool.
worry. No, you've got nothing to fear from this.
Right.
The navigator is named Vitally Google. That's all you need. Look.
Type it, Kira. Type it.
There you go.
Batali Google.
Yeah, that is their name.
Yeah,
Yep,
all right.
That's how I'd read it for sure.
There are some insane names in this book, by the way. It's mad. That's all you really need to know about the navigator right now. The other person that's with them is a squat named Grim, which, again, dates the book somewhat, whose description is almost identical to the scout class in Deep Rock Galactic. The others call him Grimbo, and he hates it. So, now you know what the retinue are like.
Okay.
Jaq Draco and his crew are on the planet of Stalinvast. They're in disguise. Jaq is a rogue trader, and his crew, as the crew of a rogue trader, and living it up in a gorgeous hotel in the capital city of Vasilyarov or something.
That's fine. I don't care about that
Okay,
one.
yeah,
I cared about Google. I don't care about that one.
Yeah. Vitally Google, yeah.
They've been sent there by a higher-up Ordo Malleus Inquisitor, essentially Jaq's boss, named Baal Ferenzi, to monitor the actions of another Inquisitor named Hark Obispal. I hate these names. Oh, no, hang on.
Hark Obispa?
Do
There
they
we go, I
just
missed
have
an L
like
off
a
the end.
random
Oh.
name generator that they use for 40K names or something? These are weird.
No, this is before AI existed. They're just using Coke.
Before I existed, Coke. Just lines of it
I mean,
everywhere.
wait, when was this book written again?
1990.
The 90s are, well,
Barely. I mean, does that predate the internet or no?
the 90s, no.
But I mean, like the wide use of the.
Oh,
Oh,
probably.
yeah. Sadly.
Maybe. Yeah.
I was 4, which makes me feel.
I don't know where
infinitely older
exactly
now.
we are at that point in time with it, but all I know is that you know, these came off the dome is what I'm trying to say. Like,
Oh, yeah, definitely. These are off the dome, yeah. This wasn't just a Google search gone wrong. This was...
Someone sat down and thought hard about this, and they came up with Hark Obispal.
Yeah.
Amazing work. So,
fantastic.
apparently, readily available internet was a thing for 5 years when the book came out. Okay, fair enough.
Well, okay,
I don't
readily. No. I'm not saying readily available. I have my old Gateway PC. I may have been born in 95, but I remember the old days. The readily available is a strong word. AOL Gateway crap.
Yeah.
But still, anyway.
So apparently the planetary governor had called for assistance due to a Genestealer issue on the planet and agreed to some very aggressive intervention. Obispal is doing a good enough job where Jaq and his crew don't really have much to do except, sit around. Oh, God. Melindy admires her breasts in the mirror for the first of many times in this series. The rest of the crew is weird about it, and it's all status quo.
You see, when Ignace Carcassy does it, it's meant to be weird, though, and funny. But this is... Hello, human resources?
No, the exact meme you're thinking of.
I will say this whole series, from what I've seen over the last 24, 48 hours, is I would describe it as aggressively horny. So just keep that in mind for later. Obispal runs into some trouble, forcing Jaq and the gang to intervene. Melindy transforms into a Genestealer so that she can blend in a bit, and she rushes in with Grim by her side, since it's okay to have a squat with you, but not a guy who apparently looks like Sean Connery from The Hunt for Red October. Jaq watches through spy flies as Melindy rescues Obispal and then also rescues Grim because he also gets stomped to death. Nearly. Doesn't fully get stomped to death, it's just close. Obispal has a very kind of thanks but no thanks attitude and proceeds to vanish. Draco's a bit worried about the whole thing. The purge was pretty significant. That could result in warp shenanigans, so he consults his Emperor's Tarot, which comes up a lot, to figure out what it tells him. While Jaq is playing solitaire, he divines a series of cards. The Emperor, a Harlequin, an Inquisitor, a Demon, and a Hulk. As he's figuring out the meaning, the Harlequin card speaks to him with a human face and says the Hydra is kindled.
Oh, well. Perfectly normal behavior, yeah.
Thank God. I was worried about it, Glad we're so normal.
Yeah.
That's what they all do.
Oh, yeah.
They're very advanced cards. He's justifiably alarmed over the fact that the card is talking to him, and as you would be, fair, again.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And Jaq says they need to find this man, but it's not actually a man, it's a man dressed as a Harlequin, aptly referred to as the Harlequin Man.
Wow. All right. Hey, that's all you need to know about him, right? It's a descriptive name.
Is this when, like, because Harlequins didn't exist at this time, right?
It's capital H Harlequin. It is Eldar affiliated Harlequin.
Oh, it is.
It is.
Which, the Harlequin man.
I didn't realize they went back that far, but they do. They do, and it will become even more clear as we go along. But
will it?
Well, relatively. We have a man dressed as a Harlequin, and Jaq needs to find out what's going on. So him, Melindy, and Grim attempt to track the Harlequin man as he lures them into the underhive of Stalinvast with temptation and threats. Google is just left alone so he can watch TV or something. It's not clear. He just doesn't go with them. Sure.
What does the Harlequin man tempt them with? Just threats and what was it?
Well, it's temptation and threats. So I'm assuming it's, if you play your cards right, you might be able to, I don't know, have sex with the Genestealer woman. I don't know. It's Possum wasn't that specific, but having read the rest of this script, my assumption is that will have been mentioned at least once. You know?
All right. Well, I guess imagine what she can do with that extra hand, right?
I elect not to. Upon reaching the unhive area of the city, they find the Harlequin man. Another amazing name, by the way, whose name is Zefro Carnelian.
That's kind of cool, actually. Yeah,
it's actually kind of it's better than bloody Hark Obisball
or Vitally Google.
Or Vitally Google.
Me when I'm having a stroke and I want to know what's wrong with my innards, my vitals. Google.
So as they descend further, they encounter a gigantic octopus-like creature called the Hydra. The battle is told through memories, but there's a notable fucked up bit as told by Melindy. Sorry, Bricky, you've drawn the short straw here.
Oh, God, okay.
Gee whiz, I wonder what them tentacles be doing.
Yes, now a tendril gags in my mouth.
Yep.
Straight away.
Yep.
He kneels by my head, grinning. I flex, but can't break free. He whispers in my ear, "This'll soon be everywhere on Stalinvast, and when it's everywhere, then I don't." End quote. I don't know whether he uses a slim feeler of the. I don't know whether he uses a slim feeler of the Hydra. I can't see if he does, but I suppose he does. An immaterium feeler used as a probe. He reaches into my head, into my brain. He finds the pleasure center there. He stims it again and again. I am hating him, but I writhe in a betraying ecstasy, an agony of pleasure. Hating him still, I burn with utter delight. Enough, he cries. Your little friend is coming clumpily along. He can never, and Jaq can never, make you feel the way I have made you feel today. Should you ever wish them to. So remember the ideal. Remember Zefro Carnelian, master of the Hydra. And off he flees out of sight. I am still moaning.
Yikes.
Yikes. Yeah.
I'm so glad Bricky had to read that one.
Carry off. Why'd you have to make me read a sexual assault? This is fucked up, man.
What the fuck, Carry
This is fucked up, man. That's not cool.
I apologize. I also had to read it, and I'm simply sharing the misery. What gets me, it's not like they won't have had editors. Other people read that and went, you know what, Ian? This is good stuff. Or, alternatively, they read it and went, Ian, the fuck is your problem? And he must have had to go, no, you've got to leave it in. It's vital. Either way, what the hell, dude?
Stephen King to his editors, we keep the kid orgy in the book. We keep it in the evil clown turtle book, okay? Or else I walk.
It's just
all right,
batshit.
Steven, all right.
It's just insane. Like
that's so bizarre.
Yeah,
you know what I think it is? It's probably more like, hey, here's Games Workshop. They're like 15 people total, and the lore is being handled by like a guy, And it's like, yeah, Ian, just do what you want. You helped write Steven Spielberg's AI or something, whatever.
And yeah, to be fair, it does get worse.
Oh, thanks. It's great to hear it.
So there's
Thank
that.
God. Thank God.
Now, funnily enough, this encounter spooks Jaq and the crew, and they barely make it out. You're surprised, I can tell. It turns out they think this is a pretty nasty threat, like a galactic level threat. So they rush back to the hotel room, and upon returning to this room, it's evident that there was a break-in. All of Jaq's Jaqero gear is stolen. I've never had to say Jaqero out loud before, I don't think, and it really tripped me up. It's the monkeys.
It's the mechanical. It's the monkey that builds things.
Yeah,
invents stuff.
The engineer orangutans, that lot. And Google is bound and gagged. He has also shit himself a lot. This is apparently essential information. It's in the book. You need to know how bad it was, and it was bad. So,
Okay.
Jaq notes that why? Jaq notes that this threat is too big to ignore, and the only solution is Exterminatus, because it will either A, result in this thing being destroyed, or B, will reveal that the Harlequin man is watching him, allowing him to get a better idea of where he scurried off to. But unfortunately, his poo-covered navigator can't transmit the order, because he's too covered in his own excrement. He needs an astropath. And as this is a world with a planetary governor, he has to have a dedicated astropath there where he can send a more direct signal to the nearest Space Marine fleet. He makes his way to the governor's office and barges in. The governor, Voronox Vo, again, and just spellings out the anus, what is happening? He's in the middle of having sex with a bunch of girls with anime eyes.
All right.
Elaborate.
Well, the fat man loudly prattled unctuous apologies. From a dim inner room, Jaq heard flesh slap flesh. With a squeal, a scantily clad girl, whose eyes were twice the normal human size, scampered out to be caught by one of the guards and led away. So yeah, it's literally just...
That one doesn't bug me as much. That just sounds like Slaanesh. Everything Slaanesh-wise has big eyes.
True. Yeah.
That is true. But, I mean, it turns out that the governor himself is a mutant. And he believed that he agreed to the purge of most of the population because the focus would be on the population and not his mutations. Which, considering his harem of anime girls, is a weird flex. Accurate. So, Jaq managed to get hold of the governor's astropath, named Mama Parsheen.
Yeah, that tracks with the names we've got so far.
Just why? Who has been mostly abandoned and left on her own. She's upset and not really having a good time. As he relays the order for Exterminatus to her, she senses portals opening up around the planet. The Hydra was escaping, meaning that Jaq was right, and it was being watched. He quickly tells Moma not to send the order, and to instead place a homing beacon mentally on Zephyro so they can track him. He adds Moma Parsheen to his crew, since she can track this guy, and Jaq and the gang return to his ship, which is called the Tormentum Malorum.
Right.
Again, actually decent name. But, apparently astropaths can just put a mental homing beacon on things.
I was about to ask who has ever done that before? Like, I don't know, is that a normal thing?
It's not, I think it's not who's done that before. I think the more important question is who's done that since. And I think the answer is fucking
nobody.
I think that's pretty much how that goes.
Yeah, that sounds like damn. We don't know how they're gonna follow him. Astropath does weird mind stuff. Tracking device mentally. We did it. Follow them.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much entirely it. Things aren't all smooth sailing, though, because during this chase, Mama reveals to Jaq that even though he told her not to send the Exterminatus order, she did it anyway because of how much she hated that planet and because she wanted to see it burn. Which...
Fair? Like, that's fair and valid. I get it. Like, you know.
I hate it here. I have an opportunity to see it explode. I'm going to take it. You mean the room you're in? No. The entire planet. Oh, okay. Overreaction much, maybe? Like, that's a lot. That's a lot to go for.
Yeah, that's a lot. It is 40K, though.
It's true. I mean, that is generational hatred. Love that. Their journey takes them to a space hulk, and as they explore it to find the Harlequin man, they are knocked around by the tendrils of the Hydra, which has been watching them since they entered. Jaq is taken to a grand banquet, and at the front of the banquet is Zefro Carnelian himself, but around the table are other people, including Inquisitor Hark Obisbol and Inquisitor Baal Ferenzi. Zefro reveals that this is a secret order within the already secret order of the Ordo Malleus. It's secret orders all the way down, apparently.
What, so the guy that just did that stuff is supposed to be on our side?
Yep. Nailed it in one.
Cool,
That's,
man. Cool.
All right, yeah. So
the disappointment is tangible.
Secret cult from the secret cult. Okay, cool.
Now, this order is known imaginatively as the Ordo Hydra.
Well, the imagery fits.
Yep.
Yeah. Wait, Ordo Hydra? Like,
yeah.
Dominatus.
I can't. I mean, I
don't
know.
Get
I don't know
for
where.
that.
Yeah, I about to say I don't think we're in like funny Alpha Legion time. I think this is just Hydra is a cool word for things like this back in
like
time.
a Hail Hydra deal.
Yeah. I really didn't want you latching onto Hydra and thinking this has potential for hilarious Alpha Legion shenanigans, because it doesn't. And I don't want that hope to be built up and then dashed when you get to the rest of what this mess is. Okay? Like,
okay.
I know the disappointment would have been hilarious, but at the same time, there's only so much I can inflict on you in one episode without feeling bad, and I couldn't bring myself to do it. There is good news, though. Thanks to Jaq's actions, he's already a member of the Ordo Hydra. The goal of which is simple: control the creature, the Hydra, which is a warp entity, and use it to control humanity. Easy. Barely an inconvenience. They have sent tendrils of the Hydra to many human-controlled worlds, and the tendrils are spreading spores that will help unite the galaxy under one Ordo. The hope is that once everything is united, the Hydra will be able to expel all non-humans from the galaxy, assuring total human dominance. All of which is the will of the Emperor, according to them.
Well, they're not entirely wrong in the last part, but like, how the fuck does that work?
Well, so this whole time I've been envisioning the Hydra as, a Hydra. What do you mean they're sending tendrils to other worlds? Like,
and they're spores. They're spores as well. Don't forget the spores.
Yeah.
Oh, of course. My bad.
Is this like an intergalactic Hydra? Like,
well, it's like it's a warp entity thing. So it's physical, but it's not physical. But also, the Ordo Malleus is kind of able to sort of control it, but not really. But they do have the help of the Harlequin man. That also
the Harlequin man,
the connection to which I still don't understand.
Yeah, what's the Harlequin man's name again?
That would be Zefro Carnelian.
Oh, that's the name of the Harlequin man.
Yes, I believe so.
Gotcha. I thought his name was Harlequin man.
Man, the Harlequin man.
So I'm sorry. Okay, I think I'm trying to attribute modern knowledge of 40K lore to old knowledge, because at the moment, I mean, don't get me wrong, killing all the aliens, super cool, based, love that. Secondarily, the Ordo Malleus is going to use a caged warp entity or a warp entity to make humanity superior.
Yeah, they're really going down that Cerberus route, eh?
Human Reaper, the best plot point of Mass Effect. I don't get it, Kirioth.
I'll be honest. The details of it are somewhat vague, and not easily comprehensible. I was going to say, it all comes down to Mass Effect, doesn't it? Really.
That's all I know.
Oh yeah. Oh, we haven't even got to the fact that the Illuminati are in this.
Of course they are.
It's in here, Don't worry.
Oh,
They're
we got
in
the
there.
senseis too. Oh, we're going back.
Oh boy.
Oh, yeah, this is old as hell lore that at this point is, I would assume, not in any way classed as relevant. So, Jaq is essentially forced into the Ordo Hydra, and he's given a big box that has a piece of the Hydra in it so he can do their bidding. As they all make their way to the ship, Melindy notes that the markings of the servitors that were wandering around the Hulk look like the markings of a Chaos Legion. Jaq Draco ejects the Hydra box into space, and he wants to find the origin of this Hydra as he doubts the motives of the Ordo being the will of the Emperor. Again, I think that's fair.
Yeah.
Also, not for nothing, Mr. Harlequin Man kind of left things a bit poor with Jaq before they left. Jaq stated the astropath he borrowed sent an Exterminatus order despite him cancelling the order, and Carnelian just shoots her in her third eye, killing her instantly. So that's not great.
I mean,
Very
shooting her in the
temporary.
third eye will... I mean, that's the forehead. I mean, yeah, that'll kill her.
Even if she doesn't have the third eye, that'll kill her. Yeah. That's Vitally Google is now vitally
Oh no,
dead.
Vitally Google is still going. The astropath was, oh god, what was the name of the astropath?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Mama Parsheen, that was it.
Oh, yeah, okay. I think I have that name on my maple syrup container.
Vitally Google was the guy who shot himself.
Right.
When they came
Sorry,
back to the hotel.
Yeah. Oh,
I thought they were the same.
Right.
Okay, you're right. Yep.
My bad.
Sorry.
That's not a sentence I thought I'd ever say on really any podcast of any nature, but there you go.
Mom, the
but
third
it's-
eye
I mean-
on the syrup is looking at me funny. Throw it away! Throw it away!
So yeah, we've lost the astropath. Gets shot, killed, but Jaq still has his soiled GPS, so he can still travel. Oh, amazing phrasing there, Possum. He consults the heart of the cards, and it guides him and his crew to the Eye of Terror, to a very interesting planet, a Slaaneshi one. Now, Bricky, I know you weren't happy with what you had to read out, but to be fair, I do have something that is potentially just as bad, but from a different angle.
That DK will be... Okay.
Are you sure? Yeah, I think we should let Bricky do another one, though, right?
No, don't. Mate, there's so many fucking quotes in here. You are both going to get punished over and over again. Like, just don't worry about that. Oh, you've got pages of this left. There you go.
The buildings of the city ahead were gross idols to corrupted pleasure. Some of those buildings were modeled to represent lascivious deities, many organed avatars of twisted lust. In the weird veil light, the hunched-back shadows of dark gods seemed to brood everywhere. Spouts of flaming gas leapt up, adding further spasmodic illumination. Other great buildings were giant, mutated solo horned towers arose, wrinkled, ribbed, blistered with window pustules, cancerous domes swelled, fondled by scaly finger buttresses. Tongue bridges lick these buildings, sliding back and forth. Pods swayed. Orifice entries pulsed open and shut, glistening. Some buildings were in congress with each other, headless, limbless torsos flying side by side, joined abominably. Through this magnoscope, Jaq spied that were heavy-duty laser nacelles and lingam ships that were projectile tubes. The inhabitants were mere ants by comparison with this archaeotonic orgy.
I like how I cower as I speak about my heart, and DK puts his whole pussy out there for it and just lets it go.
I put my whole damn chest into it.
Of course, wrinkled, ribbed, blistered. Oh my god, wrinkled, ribbed, blistered, breasts domed and fondled by scaly finger buttresses for her pleasure. The magic wand could never.
Yep, with window pustules, no less.
The approach to
cancerous
English in this
breast domes swelled.
Did you know if you put a dash between two words, that makes it legitimate? Did you know that?
Yes.
Just any two words, you can just put a dash in there, and it's all good.
That's a good point. Let's read a couple of these. So we've got tongue bridges, finger buttresses, scrotum pods, orifice entries. We also have heavy duty, which I don't think needs a dash, but I'm not 100% sure on that one.
Breast domes,
of course.
Scrotum pods.
Yep, I just want to make sure on that one, Happy for you, Ian. Granted, I got to give him a little bit of credit. If there was going to be a Slaaneshi building of a city, this is what it would look like.
That's true. If you were going to make a Slaanesh city, you probably would have shit like this.
Yeah, I mean, it wouldn't be purely shit like this, but it would have shit like this.
It would, yeah, absolutely.
Something writers who use subtext again.
Yeah. Oh, this is the book for that.
Yeah.
So they land and they try to blend in with the people on the planet, literally saying stuff like, yeah, I hate the Emperor, in order to get on everyone's good side. And the impact of the planet starts, really cranking things up for the crew. Oh, God, I'm sorry, Bricky, but I'm afraid this is also...
Already?
Yep. Oh, yeah. Oh, I told you. I warned you.
Let's go.
At that moment, Jaq felt a powerful urge to divest himself of his armor and grapple with Melindy. Which one's Melindy?
That's the
assassin who can only be a Genestealer.
Oh, goody. If he should but demonstrate his boast before this audience of monsters, why they would let him pass. They would tell him everything he yearned to know. The malign insinuation blasphemed against all that he had felt was precious in their lovemaking on the ship. He was
Oh, yeah, sorry. They fucked on the ship when she wasn't a Genestealer. That's important to note.
Oh, wow. What a weak-willed man. He was under psychic attack of a lascivious and perfidious kind. So was Melindy. She hissed and clutched a claw to her midriff. Stealers did not possess reproductive organs other than their tongue that kissed eggs into victims. Yet now a pouch was forming below Melindy's belly as if to Chuck.
Yikes.
Ian.
Are you okay? Ian, are you okay? Are you all right, Ian?
I mean,
I'm getting concerned.
Damn, someone's got a lot of pent-up sexual frustration that they are using this book to just, unload, as it were.
Every now and again, telling someone to touch grass is the morally correct thing to do, right? Like, it just is.
I love that after that quote, Kirioth is like, brother, touch grass.
But it's like it all compounds, doesn't it? It's like it starts out bad, and then it gets weird, and then it like starts veering towards bad again. And it's take a walk, fresh air. It does wonders. It's brilliant.
At least open a window. Jesus.
Open a goddamn window. Let the stank out from your one-handed writing session. So they need to get out of there fast, and they believe that since the tarot brought them there, it means that the folks know about what the Hydra is. Fortunately, they find a very, very, very big demon they can ask by the name of Queen Malagia.
Oh.
Wow, that's Queen Malagia.
That is, yeah, there's no...
Slay Queen.
Yes.
And DK, it's your turn.
Oh, for God's sakes, really?
You know it.
Rows of tattooed circuited her enormous trunk and belly. Through each nipple a brass ring, coiling in and out amongst all those glistening, oily bosoms. Squeezing its way between was a long, thin, purple snake. Its origin, seemingly, the woman's navel. A birth cord grown to hose-pipe length. It bound her around like a rope, creasing and squeezing so that the flesh flowed forth. The snake's flat, venomous head wavered hypnotically alongside her cheek, caressing it. The fat woman's face was bovine, with big, oozy nostrils, large liquid eyes, floppy lips, and a jaw that seemed to chew cud, ruminating placidly. Her snake, her other self, did not seem so placid. At times, Jaq perceived, the woman's snake participated too, entering her by one or another, completing the circuit. The giant woman gathered herself again, her head turning in a different direction. Bull, where are you, Bull? I wish to be hung up by 100 rings, then by 50 less, then by 20 less. All right. How many more quotes you got, Kirioth, huh? How many more of these?
There's loads. There's absolutely loads.
Sick.
The only problem I'm having is that I wasn't anticipating you, like, entering into the quotes with such... like gusto.
Yeah,
hey,
yeah.
You gotta do what you gotta do, right? If I gotta read these damn quotes, I'm gonna read these damn quotes.
It's somehow making it like more uncomfortable than when I was just reading them by myself, which I didn't think was possible. But the demon, Queen Malagia, is not budging, so they decide to interrogate her in a very specific way to get the details of the Hydra out of her. So I'm going to split this into two because it's quite long. So,
fuck
Bricky,
me, man. Another one? You just went right to another one?
How many times do I have to tell you? There's loads of these. There's loads of them, all right?
Oh, God. Little Grim stepped forward. He jiggled some of Queen Malagia's brass rings. Sorry, force of habit. Those that he could reach. Each ring was incised with miniature scenes of depravity. From a toolkit, he produced a small pair of shears and held them up to Queen's line of sight. Since Grimm's earlier taunt had been aimed intelligently at unsettling the woman, Jaq let him proceed. "Listen, you freak," said the squat. "I'm going to steal all your stupid rings from my souvenir collection." He snipped and withdrew one ring gently, not tugging. Queen gasped. It was as though Grimm had pulled a plug. The deflated, disappearing. The teat became a mere blemish, which quickly faded. "Warp stuff is bulking out her body," the squat exclaimed. "She's like a Hydra herself. Each ring is a seal. Here goes number 2.
He's just pulling out rings and she's just deflating and all right, sick. That's so cool. Wow.
And here's the second bit for you, DK.
Let's see. He snipped and slid the severed ring free. Another collapsed. Queen whimpered. Jaq doubted Grimm's mechanistic explanation. The small man had little instinct for the workings of arcane thaumaturgy. Grimm stood up on a tiptoe and smirked into Queen's great face. "Huh. We'll soon have you trimmed down to size. You'll fit on board our ship." "Leave my lovely rings alone," begged Queen. "I'll tell you anything." "I don't wish to hear anything," snarled Jaq. "I wish to hear quite specifically, Grimm cut off 10 rings. Snip, snip. No! Snip. No! Snip. Please stop it. Snip." Oh.
I love the "please stop it" after the extremely, like,
yeah.
No, please stop.
You'd think it would go the other way, where it would stop with "please stop it," and then digress into just like, no!
Yeah.
Gross.
Oh, dear. So, there's a problem with this, though. There's a lot of problems with this.
Tell me more!
Tell me, which part?
Specifically, the problem with the approach they've taken is that the Harlequin man suddenly shows up and just kills her. So that, all of that was for nothing.
After all that?
Yep.
After we have dedicated ourselves to deflating her by removing her nipple rings, we just... Really? Yeah. That's the resolution?
Yep. Well, and also that she was killed by Harlequin man, which is, remind me the name?
Oh God!
Carnelian.
Zephyrin Carnelian.
Yes, of course. How could I ever forget?
Jesus Christ!
Ian finished, so he didn't care for the scene. Jesus.
All right. Well, what happens next?
Harlequin man shows up, murks her, telling them they made a huge mistake and they should leave.
Amen.
So they do.
They sure did. We sure did.
Jaq is fully convinced that this is not the will of the Emperor after all. Shocking news. So, who better to consult than the Emperor himself? All right. Okay.
It's so great if you just Biggie, I need to tell you about what we just did. Do you think it was the right thing? Proceeds to tell Biggie about the nipple.
Oh, DK, you're going to be actually upset at how correct you are.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, god damn it.
That was a joke, Carrie.
Not to Ian. They make their way covertly. Oh, sorry. They sneak. Jaq and the crew, they sneak onto a black ship, which protects them from being followed psychically by Carnelian. They then make their way covertly and violently through the Imperial Palace, having been transported to Earth.
Wait, they sneak onto a black ship?
They sneak onto a black ship, and then they covertly make their way through the Imperial Palace. As you do.
Yeah.
And I don't know how. I'm just gonna blast through and then sit back. And when they reach the Eternity Gate, the Emperor speaks to Jaq directly.
Wow.
Big deal, huh?
That's
hey,
wow.
Jaq, really happy with all that Calidus assassin banging you're doing. Good shit, bro. Takes hit of vape. I'm imagining him like Satan in that one episode of Smiling Friends.
Can you just imagine Biggie just peering into Jaq's mind, seeing everything he's being up to, being like, yeah, good work. Like, really?
It's not, again, you haven't just nailed it, but you've slightly made it a little bit better. Because the Emperor feasts on Jaq's memories and says to Jaq in all caps that he may or may not have memories of the Hydra, and that his goodness was cast into the warp prior to his being put on the throne. So tough shit, I'm not telling you anything. Thanks for coming.
Oh.
Well, that's
thick.
about how I expect him to say that.
Just, I might know it. I might know where he is. I might not know it. I may have experience, I might not. Either way, fuck off. Don't ever come back. Cool.
That's right.
What a journey. What a very sensible thing to put in the book, and hugely helpful for the plot.
For the camper, funnily enough, dick.
It turns out not a nice guy, or at least not a nice guy to the bloke who has been really like going after the Calidus assassin that can only turn into a Tyrannid. Maybe that was a contributing factor. We don't know, but either way, he basically just says, "I may or may not know what you're talking about. Now you can leave." So good times all round for Jaq and the crew, and they leave because what else are they going to do? Now, as the book ends,
that was a wholly pointless endeavor, sneaking into literally the Imperial Palace, one of the most dangerous places to sneak into, all for nothing.
Yes, all for the Emperor himself to say, "I ain't telling you shit," and then for them to leave again. Yes, sick. That's pretty much that. Cool. Maybe you should stick to writing questionable, borderline pornography, because the actual plots aren't great either. But at least there's enthusiasm behind the rest of it, you know?
So I need someone to do some real research on this one. I might get Possum for it because he hasn't suffered enough. I'm very curious about the original foundation of the anthropomorphic animal fuckers community, or the original start of the furry movement back in I think the late 70s, early 80s. Back
You're
when
going to ask if Ian Watson's a furry?
I would just like to know if he had a real interest in some kind of anthropomorphized characters, and if I can see him in the background of old meetups in that era, kind of like a Slenderman photo. I'm just curious if maybe there was maybe correlation does not equal causation, but I just want to know if there's anyone suspiciously Ian Watson looking in the background of that.
I think the funniest part was after everything we've heard, you're like, yeah, Possum still hasn't suffered enough. Like,
I listen. I'm giving him easy things like research on AI usage in Arc Raiders. I gotta hurt him. He needs to learn what it's like.
Jesus Christ. Hey, Possum, I think you're great. I think you're doing a bang-up job. Bricky wants your ass to suffer. God damn. All right, Kyrios, let's move this thing along.
Harsh on Possum. So, as this book ends, we cut to the Liber Secretorum. The Master Librarian confirms to a secretive Inquisitor asking about the text that the book was delivered after Draco was deemed a renegade. The Order of Exterminatus on Stalinvast branded Draco as a traitor. The Master also confirms the existence of the rest of Draco's retinue, except Grim, because that's a very common squat name, and the Librarian then notes that the Inquisitor asking the questions has a very interesting tattoo and wishes to see it. The Inquisitor removes his hood, revealing that he was Carnelian all along, and he kills the Librarian in cold blood, stating that the Inquisition War has begun.
Okay. Sure, man. Why not?
Yep.
Begun the Clone Wars have.
Yep, very much so. So we're going to move on to Harlequin now. And this Inquisitor war is a nasty one, and it's a secret one. We get a quick update on Jaq's old boss, Baal Ferenzi. He was mind scrubbed to the point of infancy because someone had to take the fall for Draco's actions on Stalinvast. But good news, he became an Inquisitor again with no memory of his past.
You said mind scrubbed to infancy.
Yeah, he's just a very immature, mentally 8-year-old Inquisitor.
How the fuck is he an Inquisitor again?
Yeah,
I don't know.
He studied real hard after getting mind scrubbed to infancy, and just worked his way back up to being an Inquisitor. I guess.
No one said he was a good Inquisitor. They just said he was an Inquisitor.
Oh my God, Shy, you beat me to it. I was just about to say, is he doing like fur baby stuff also? Is he interested in the diaper stuff? Because he's got infancy Inquisitor too. Is this the same guy that shit himself, Kyrios?
It's not the same guy.
Damn it!
It's
the astropath.
Damn it! Okay, never mind. My theory is ruined. If the guy reverted infancy was the same guy who shit himself, a warning lights would have come on again.
The warning lights are still going off, but at least now they're not connected, I guess.
Yeah, there's just a different.
We're on a different DEFCON.
The warning lights.
Yep.
Yeah. So the main thing to note is the following. There is a project that focused on the destruction of immortal humans, and the book is significant to that. And there's another faction within the Inquisitors working and hunting down other Inquisitors. It sounds confusing because it is, but we will clear it up. Oh, this is also 100 years after the event of the first book, as if it wasn't complicated enough, because Jaq Melindy and Google Chromebook, the astropath, fled the palace successfully and reboarded the Tormentum Malorum and went into cryosleep and let the ship drift for a period of time. However, as they escaped, Grim was left behind. Oh well. The three crewmates wake up on the ship, and Draco immediately consults the Emperor's Tarot again, which guides him to a nearby planet known as Luxus Prime. They're all doing great, except Google. Google had a lot of very detailed and explicit dreams of Sleshy the Demonette, who is someone they encountered on the Slaaneshi planet.
You said Slishy, not Slaaneshi, right?
No, I said Slishy. That's the name of the Demonette. The Demonette's called Slishy.
All right, sure.
I don't have the energy. He's also a bit more. He's also a bit more gross at this point. Like, this is a direct quote from Possum. This is not me saying this. Straight up jorking his peanuts mentally in the navigator chair.
Nice, Possum.
Yeah, I don't know.
Nice.
If you said that was part of the book, I'd also still believe you.
That's where the meme came from. Back in the 90s, Ian Watson wrote this book where, the astropath was straight up jorking his peanuts.
Yeah. It would
all right,
fit.
sure, whatever.
I feel like anyone reading these books at the time probably got to a certain point and went, yeah, sure. Yeah, all right, okay. Speaking of which, Bricky, here's something for you.
Oh, God. The navigator's lips parted in a crazy grin and blood flowed. I made a little mistake, he said. In a final moment of dread, I thought about, I thought about what I would least wish to think about perpetually. For a moment, I thought about Queen Malagia, that chaos-bloated monstrosity of sick sensuality, she with all the tattooed, oily breasts, each with a brass ring through its feet, on the chaos planet where the Hydra may or may not have been devised. I thought of Queen Malagia giving birth to Sleshy, to that hideous, lovely mutant woman, her body so white and petite in its leotard of chainmail, adorned with puffs of gauze and rosettes, her hair so blonde and bountiful, her face so sinuous, a veritable demonette of Slaanesh, chaos god of pleasure, chaos god of torment, Sleshy, with pincers of chitin for hands, with ostrich claws for feet, and with a razor-edged tail sprouting from her voluptuous rump. Sleshy, whom Melindy had killed and who died warbling delightfully. Melindy's breath hissed from her.
God damn.
Could you have named it anything besides Sleshy?
Sleshy.
Such a bad name. Why Sleshy?
Crazy. Queen
Also, what really got-
Melania and Sleshy. Yeah.
Well, what really got me when I read it for the first time was puffs of gauze and rosettes. Now, I don't know, I'm not sure what a rosette is in the US, and I don't know whether Ian Watson's British. Rosette, that's what you get at the end of a race. You get the first, second, and third place rosette. Like, it's like a little, not a medal, but usually it's like fabric and it's got a number on it. Or at least that's what I've always understood a rosette to be. So as soon as I read a leotard of chainmail, firstly, incredibly specific, a leotard, but then puffs of rosettes just makes me think that she's come, like, third in a lot of races.
Well, isn't there the Inquisitorial rosette, though? Like the symbol?
I think there is. I'd never encountered the word outside of, like, sports day at school, where if you place top 3, you get a rosette with a number on it. And so that is all my like brain can.
Yeah, no, the Inquisitorial rosette, that's the thing they tend to wear, and it's like what they flash. It's almost like a badge, and they're like, "I'm part of the Inquisition." You're like, "Oh my god!" Also, it's actually it's a magic card.
Oh, is it really?
Is it?
Yeah, yeah. Whenever equipped creature attacks, create a 2/2 white Astartes warrior creature token with vigilance that's attacking. Then attacking creatures gain menace till the end of the turn. It's just I don't know.
I feel like the rosette is actually like the shape of the ribbon, because if you Google it, you also get like these rosette cookies and stuff that are kind of like florally shaped. So I think it's probably just like that sort of like rose floral shape, rather than it's probably most common in like ribbons and stuff. But I would imagine it's just sort of that sort of like rose bloom shape. Yeah,
still feels like a weird shape to be all over a demonette. I mean, it's fine,
shapes around like a demonette, like a sexy demonette of Slaanesh seems. I feel like it fits.
Why are you assuming she's sexy? Oh no, wait. What book are we reading?
I mean,
also Slaanesh. So to be fair, there's the demonette thing gets so much worse. So at this point, Jaq realizes that he needs a new GPS because this one's been ruined by a sex demon, so they have a more covert reason to go to Luxus Prime to find a new astropath. Now, when they get there, the local governor, Lagonst, is a bit of a perv as well. Obviously, everyone in this book is. Doesn't need to be said. They're in the midst of a Slaaneshi cult uprising, and there's bad news. The cultists have killed all the astropaths and navigators on the planet so as to keep this uprising secret. However, the governor has both a navigator and an astropath, and Jaq and the gang decide to put an end to the uprising so they can add those 2 people to their retinue. But Google just keeps thinking about that Sleshy. So much so that Sleshy is literally manifested by him. Here you go, DK.
Oh, man. Even as Jaq leveled his force rod, the demonette parted her legs. A barbed tail slid through the gap. The barb jerked upward, impaling Google. Vitaly rose on tiptoes as the razor thrust penetrated deep within his butthole. In a delirium of agony and rapture, Vitaly screamed, "Sleshy!" as Jaq's force rod discharged. Energies coruscated around the demonette. Auroras outlined her as if to highlight that she belonged not in this dyed court, but elsewhere entirely, right outside of the world, outside of the universe. She shrieked shrilly. Her soprano outcry might have been one of exaltation and glee.
This sucks, man.
Yeah. So Google's dead. We've killed
Google's
Google.
dead.
Google's been impaled.
This is an insane sentence. Google manifested Slishy and Slishy impaled Google.
Yep.
Let's move on. As they're in the midst of fighting, a bunch of squats show up on trikes. And who is that at the lead? It's Grim, obviously. Weird coincidence, which Jaq also agrees with us that that's a weird coincidence. And Grim essentially talks about how he had a full life over the last 100 years. He had a wife, kids. He also says it's not actually a happy coincidence. This planet was close to where he assumed the Tormentor Malorum was hanging out, and guessed that if Jaq was to wake up, he'd show up here. Love a reunion. Absolutely love it. Speaking of, if they go back to the governor's office and reunite with the governor to claim their prize, all will be well. But the governor has decided to start being an arsehole. Fortunately, Jaq now has a talking gun, and he uses it to kill the governor so they can take the astropath named Phoenix and the navigator Azul Petrov with them. The astropath sifts through all the missed calls from the last 100 years or whatever and figures out 3 key things. 1. There's a big civil war happening within the Ordo Malleus with an unknown faction, quote unquote. His old boss, Ferenzi, is leading a force to the ruins of Stalinvast, where in orbit the Eldar are doing some sort of ritual. That was number 2, I just forgot to say it at the start. And number 3, the person who stunted Melindy's ability to transform into anything besides sexy Genestealer, renegade master of assassins Tarek Ziz, is operating on a nearby planet. Also, again, excellent candidate for... I mean, it's not the first bit. Tarek, perfectly acceptable, but Ziz, I'm not having.
Ziz is a little strange. But Tarek is fine. I'll give that one a pass.
So, they devise a plan. They go to the planet Tarvesh, get Tarek to undo the sexy Genestealer shenanigans, have Melindy transform into a sexy Eldar, and then infiltrate the Eldar stuff above Stalinvast. And as they devise this plan, they realise that Grim is missing, and so is all of Jaq's truth serum. Oh no.
Damn?
You mean like the truth serum that like Inquisitors use to get people to talk about stuff?
Yeah, Grim's taking it all. Betrayal.
Damn.
Betrayal is in the wings. The investment
he
is high.
Conveniently knew exactly where he'd wake up, eh?
Yeah. Who'd have thought there'd be shenanigans
he
around
just
that?
mathed that out, yeah.
Obviously, Melindy and Jaq are suspicious of their old friend, and they decide to interrogate him once they find him. He folds immediately and then just data dumps all over them. So this is actually... Possum says, Christ, let's see if I can do this quick. If you have any questions about the following, no you don't.
All right, well, I guess we don't have any questions. Go ahead.
Grim states that he became friendly with Zephyro Carnelian, and Zephyro is a member of the Illuminati. The Illuminati are Inquisitors who have been possessed by demons and managed to overcome their possessions on their own. This makes them immune to the powers of the warp. Carnelian was assisted by the Harlequins in order to get through the possession, and this is how he joined the ranks of the Illuminati. The Illuminati are more enlightened, and they are on good terms with the Eldar because they have the same goal of defeating chaos. However, some of these Illuminati became a bit tired by how long this was taking, and the Ordo Hydra was formed due to this. Because of their warp immunity, the members of the Ordo Hydra were able to manifest the Hydra from the warp without it impacting them. Carnelian is playing both sides and is in cahoots with the Eldar, so he sent Grim to Luxus Prime to monitor the cult activity because the Eldar hate Slaanesh, and because he was hopeful that Jaq would return, and he is a big key in this whole thing. Oh, and the Ordo Hydra are attempting to hunt down the sons of the Emperor, the Sensei, and gather them all together so that they can cause the Emperor to be reborn. Easy. Simple. Any questions?
A few.
Apparently not.
Possum says no, so we're going to move on.
Thanks, Possum.
I mean,
okay.
Get back to looking at fur baby things. So Star Child stuff and shenanigans. came back from back here.
It kind of looks like it, doesn't it?
It does.
Bit.
Which, yeah. Weirdly, and I'm not really sure how this happens, outside of how rough this series of books are, believe it or not, Jaq believes this and assumes that if this is the stuff being freely told, then maybe what isn't known is worse. So they let Grimm go and decide to go and hunt down Tarek Ziz instead. Why an Inquisitor would do that, I don't know, but there you go. They devise a relatively crazy plot to kill Tarek Ziz, and they plan on ambushing him to do so. Upon finding him, though, there's one big problem. And it's a problem on multiple levels, given what we know now. Tarek Ziz is encased in dreadnought armor.
Oh.
Not typically something that even, augmented humans get to pilot, but he's in there, and he's having a whale of a time. He's pretty relaxed even. He actually says he's willing to just reverse the augment on Melindy himself. No crazy plot needed. They don't need to, ambush him. So, as you do, he performs a surgical procedure on Melindy while in the dreadnought armor.
Why not, dude? Why not?
All right.
I mean, at this point, sure, that works. Of course it does.
I didn't even realize humans, augmented or not, could be in dreadnoughts, but
I don't think they can. They can't. No. They can't. But this is, the time.
Okay.
This was 1994. The times were different back then. Everything was super horny, and you could write what you like. So he's in the dreadnought arm. He's also capable of performing detailed surgery, apparently.
With dreadnought chunk hands.
It's like, how big is the scalpel he's holding?
My storm bolter's getting in the way. Hang on. Jesus Christ.
So Melindy gets a Batman sticker, a card to show up again in a year for another checkup, and she can now turn into a sexy Eldar. Hell yeah. We cut back to Inquisitor Ferenzi, and now's the time to introduce another important character, Imperial Fist Captain Lexandro Darkabus.
Yeah?
I mean, an arquebus is a type of
that's the
gun.
Darkabus. Yeah.
It is. It's just Darkabus, but that's a uncomfortable series.
Yeah, that is unfortunate. I was like, the new name, Xandranian Varklustikon.
This is just the second name of the Admech rifle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is he a musketeer? Yeah.
And it's Sergeant Jeremy AK-47. So Ferenzi is hell-bent on fucking up the Eldar's day above Stalinvast because he ultimately hopes to raid the Black Library itself. The presence of the Eldar is akin to an orbital community at this point, and the Inquisitorial and Fist forces start to attack it. Jaq and his crew arrive in the middle of all of this, and they think this is actually kind of great. They're busy fighting one another. Maybe they can sneak in and do something Webway related. However, they are swiftly captured by the Harlequin man and his Eldar buddies. Zephyro appreciates the initiative that Jaq has, but if Jaq is to work for him, he has to be a member of the Illuminati too. So he plans on having Jaq possessed right then and there so he can be cleansed. Honestly, there's so much going on in these books, and none of it feels particularly well thought out. We learn that the Harlequin man's past involved being on a planet that was torn apart by chaos, but he was saved by Eldrad Ulthran himself and some striking scorpions, and that he is how is he getting name dropped in this?
You know what, Eldrad randomly being a background part of something has been around for 40 years apparently. That's cool. Good for him.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
All over the shop. He shows up everywhere. So Harlequin man is allowed to wear Harlequin stuff because apparently he just is. It's just not that important, but it is interesting to see Eldrad show up all the way back into the early books. Also, we do get a visual of a striking scorpion getting attacked by a demonette. I think this is you, Bricky.
A striking scorpion was ensnared from 2 directions and pulled from his feet. As he fell, a demonette fastened a claw upon the scorpion's armored wrist, grinding and wrenching. Another demonette turned tail, exposing luscious, tattooed buttocks bulging from a chainmail leotard. She backkicked at the fallen warrior's groin, ripping armor loose. She drove the fang of her tail into the gap. The warrior convulsed, firing discs at the sullied sky, his mandibles spitting needles in vain.
I was gonna say at the start of that, I was like, "Wow, there's no mention of butt stuff, or there's no mention of genitals or anything." And then it was like, "Oh, nope, there it is."
This is literally the she breasted boobily down the stairs.
It really is.
No,
it really is.
This is exactly what they are talking about when they make that joke.
Yeah,
she breasted boobily down. Yeah,
yeah, it really is. Oh god, I've just seen what the next quote is. So there's a whole plan here. Shove a demon into Jaq, but this is kind of short-lived as Lexandro, musketeer, and the crew crash in along with Ferenzi. There's a bit of a standoff, and Lexandro, he sees through the propaganda from Ferenzi. Jaq seems to be a bit more stable and sane than he was told, and Ferenzi looks like a nutter. To keep it simple, Ferenzi is real racist against the Eldar, to a point where even Lex is like, you need to chill out.
That implies that the Eldar are people.
Oh, God. I was going to say, you're talking to Bricky here, bro.
So Lex has had an okay experience with the Eldar in the past, so he's not quite... Somehow the Space Marine is not quite on the same level of, pure hatred as the Inquisitor. And so he decides, I'm going to work with Jaq. I'm not going to work with this Ferenzi idiot. This begins a very long intertwining of interactions between Lex and Grim, the squat, who is back and just in with the crew again, despite being a literal traitor, but we don't have time. So all of the interactions are exceptionally awkward and weird, including, but not limited to, Grim straight up asking how big Lex's dick is. And if you don't believe that that's a thing that happened...
No, don't quote. I'm not... damn it. I've hung around with Astartes before, but I've never had a chance to find out what's under the groin hauberk. Never shared vibro showers with our potent warriors. If you don't mind me asking, are you... modified in what one might call the genial part? One hears talk of gene seeds, that's a sacred matter, growled Lex. Those are in our progenoid glands. He slapped his chest and neck, here and here. You do have a lot of extra organs. I was wondering if any regular organs got deleted to make space. Kill a Marine and find out, snapped Lex. Yeah, all right.
Penis.
Totally sane interaction. I apologize, Bricky, for trying to get you to read that one as well. I've lost track.
Yeah, you did try to put me in that one, but luckily I survived with the chainmail buttocks. Thank God.
Yeah, he did.
It's all right. That's
saved by the chainmail buttocks. Yeah,
that's literally one more paragraph of me, and then there's another quote. So.
Yeah,
it's not the end of the world.
Hell yeah, I must say, hell yeah, Ian. He's out here making yaoi at the same time as everything else. Good on him. Real progressive in the early 90s. Proud of that man.
Absolutely thriving. Jesus.
So things become like messy and stupid from this point on, even more so than they were before, obviously. But before they enter the webway, their astropath Phoenix is wiped out by an Eldar shuriken. While in the webway, navigator Azul Petrov receives a vision from Phoenix that's from the past, where he predicted his own death. For God's sake. He informs Azul that there's a map on an Eldar rune that needs to be etched carefully upon the third eye of Azul by Lexandro. Because sure, why not? Whatever. As they travel through the webway, they are hunted and harassed not only by Harlequins and other Eldar, but also howling banshees and Lord James R.
Wow.
Let's keep chucking stuff at the wall, see what sticks. I'm sure a plot will come out of it eventually. Among their travels, they end up on Craft World Ulthway. And we get a very beautiful description of the Craft World. There is completely sane pacing here, and Possum really wants to emphasize that what Bricky is going to read here is not edited. This is straight out of the book.
Okay. Oh, it's so long. To Jaq's eye, this craft world is, in its entirety, might be no more ravaged or sullied than a great number of human worlds which plagues of people had ransacked and poisoned in the sheer process of exploiting resources. To the Eldar, no doubt, the ugliness in the immediate vicinity was hateful. A warren of human beings could easily have inhabited rat-like this war-torn wasteland. When he heaved a sigh, was it from pain in his lung or in his soul? Grim urinated to the opening helmet of a Chaos Marine. Sizzling softly, the webs became gingery matte, clinged to horrid contours above that gaping metal-fanged jaw. From one of his pouches, Grim produced a bar of marzipan and began to gobble. Lex snapped
A bar of
marzipan.
It's just a bar?
Lex snapped his visor shut to scan data and diagnostic icons. When he opened it again, he announced, "My waste storage unit may be malfunctioning somewhat." He murmured a prayer to Rogel Dorn. Grim cocked his head. "Does that mean that your mighty metal legs will start to fill with muck?" Lex's gauntlet lashed out. He stayed the blow before it could pulverize Grim's face. "I can recycle and detox my own waste for 2 days, abhuman. This suit is ancient," he declared. Reverently repaired, his growing hauberk had visibly been renovated with a Damascened silver engraving of a potent warrior firing a storm bolter.
Once again, I know writers. Like, it's so it's so stupid. Oh dear.
The dwarf really do just be like, "Hey, Space Marine, what about your cock and your shit? Thoughts?" And while he like starts pissing in a helmet and then eats a bar of marzipan.
This man's just out here eating bars of just straight marzipan, and
that
what is
really
going
got
on?
me when I first read it. I was like, a bar of marzipan. Who is it? The same thing? Because if it is, A, where'd you buy that? And B, why is that your go-to ration? Like, what is happening?
Your go-to ration?
A bag of sugar. What?
Like, it's just so weird. That's so weird. Like, if you're just like,
Okay.
he took out a ration bar or something, just a generic ass ration bar. It's like, okay, fine, whatever.
I'm imagining
loves marzipan.
Marzipan bars and stuff like that. But I'm imagining it being straight marzipan.
Me too. I thought he just brought out a big roll of marzipan. I was like,
I'm not thinking of it. It's like, it's a classic marzipan covered in chocolate. No, I'm thinking he's like eating straight, flat out marzipan.
Yeah. Oh God. Okay. Look, we've still got a couple of pages, so I'm gonna cliff notes a couple of things here, okay? Because there's some stuff I want you to get to, but we're gonna have to skip over a few things to be able to get to them. So effectively, Melindy is still posing as an Eldar, and Lex is left without any other Imperial fists, so he's basically in the retinue at that point. And things go horribly wrong. They discover that, actually, the Illuminati are just going to sacrifice the Sensei so that Chegarat can be in control of the newly reborn Emperor, which obviously is not what an Inquisitor should want. And instead, the Eldar, the Harlequin man, they were done with trying to rebuild the Empire. They just wanted to work with the Renegades to destroy everything, because in the end, that means they still win somehow. So they want to go to the Black Library, steal books to prevent all sides from doing anything, because everyone sucks. During all of this, Jane Czar has one parting gift for Melindy, which is stabbing her to death. So Melindy gets wasted. Jane Czar sticks her death lance right up her, and Jaq is absolutely distraught and makes it his mission to undo the hell of the Ordo, Hydra and the Illuminati, whilst also becoming determined to reverse time itself so he can bring Melindy back to life. Turns out he absolutely loved having a sexy Genestealer around. He wants her back. At this point, the remaining crew is just Jaq, Grim and Lexandro. Petrov Petrov looks at some of the books, goes to take his covering off his third eye, and Lex just blows his head off. So they take his eye out of his shattered skull and go on their way. Now, at this point, as you do, Lex is having none of it. They are now in the next book. We're in Chaos Child, and they have to use the gemstones on the cover of the book they nicked so they can seek passage out of the planet that they've ended up on and head to the next viable world. But this whole time, the Harlequin man is harassing them in his mind's eye and sending him haunted visions. Now, you might be asking yourself, Kirioth, you poor bastard, did the Harlequin man give Jaq Draco a detailed description of a Noise Marine's bell end? Well, fair listener, he sure does.
Oh,
So, I'm just
no.
gonna put this in here.
God damn it. This is me, isn't it? All right. The Slaaneshi Chaos Marine had certainly used hallucinogenic grenades, as well as bolt guns and melt-a-guns and terrible chainswords, and heavier weaponry too. Were hallucinogens intensifying the already appalling sight and the implacable, cruel touch of pastel-hued armor exquisitely demassoned with debauchery upon the breastplates and the shoulders? Was that which was already monstrous being multiplied far beyond the brink of sanity? A few tormentors had shed items of armor, exposing grotesquely mutated, rampant, their organs of pleasure bifurcated and more, with squinting eyes sprouting from them and with drooling lips. Others had no need to shed armor. Chaos Spawn had materialized, wolf-sized creatures with legs of spiders and bodies of imps with questing tentacles and tubes. Jaq himself almost believed that he was hallucinating. A snake-like umbilical cord connected these spawn to the swollen guards of their master, who stood back roaring and whinnying with delight as they guided the spawn and of their captives, soaking up the sensation of these roving external members. Golly, what the fuck?
Look.
What the hell did I just read, Kiri?
Ian has a very vivid imagination, and he wants to share that.
The hell did I just read?
Possum, I'm going to need you to go back to what I asked. Please see hour 1 of this episode.
He has not suffered enough.
Okay, so following this, oh, Jesus Christ, how do you even follow that? They end up on a world called Sabulorb. Again, I'm not making that up. That it's what it's called. It's not my fault. Leave me alone. And we're going to, again, do a little bit of cliff notage here. Effectively, they get to this planet, they make a base of operations in some sort of mansion, and they're in there planning out. A thief named Raquel breaks in to rob it, but she's spotted and captured, and somehow she looks remarkably like Melindy, at least to Jaq. At this point, it gets really weird, because Jaq gives her a drug that, if she doesn't continue taking it, she will collapse, and he's the only one with the drug, and the trade-off for this is that she is basically being forced to become Melindy, because we didn't have enough yikes already in this episode.
Oh, skin crawling.
It's rough. It's bad. Like, it's flat out bad. Check this out, though. They do capture a Harlequin death jester.
Oh.
And they also have it tied up in the basement.
Of course they do.
Cool, right?
Yeah.
They become very curious as to how the Harlequin showed up, and they want the details so that they can exploit it. But also to find a place in the webway where they can properly reverse time. Because the webway can do that, which is impressive. And the Death Jester, to his credit, caves almost immediately. But they don't get the information they need because they get interrupted by the Thousand Suns. Because of course they do. Because Magnus the Red caught wind that some dickhead broke into the Black Library and managed to steal a book, and he wants the book that was stolen. So the Thousand Suns show up to covertly capture them. Well-known stealth operatives, the Thousand Suns there.
Suns, yeah.
Now, they all manage to hide, except Lexandro, and so the Thousand Suns take Lexandro to turn him into a Chaos Space Marine. Here you go, Bricky.
During stages in Lex's novitiate as a future space marine, he had been initiated dauntingly enough by a feast of foul excremental unfood and by other formidable ceremonies. The forced rite of initiation, which took place like a ravagement within that chaos vessel, was execrable and almost unspeakable. How could Lex obliterate the memory, the kiss of corruption, the communion with chaos, the prayer of perfidy, the spells and the invocations? And all the while he was experiencing the slither of tendrils within his spinal sockets. These invaded his nervous system, generating nauseating visions of the fragility of the cosmos, of the feebleness of reality which demonic fingers sought to unpluck and re-knit with such vile success. Lex, in torment, saw the whole cosmos burst forth from a mere bubble in the energy warp. A sparrow's fart, the universe was. That fart inflated suddenly.
I was like, that first part is a little weird, but and then the last part hit, and I was like, all right, yep, we're back. We're so back.
Yep. A sparrow's fart. Sure.
And that fart inflated, brother.
Oh, it inflated. It's God, Ian. Come on,
He's
man.
a Sonic fan, too.
They're proud of this. They're proud of their work. They decide to test the new Chaos Lex out to see if he can kill everyone and get the book back. Chaos Lex makes his way to the manor, and Draco decides to hide in some dead CSM armor. However, the armor changes its shape and sort of conforms to a vision in Jack's mind or something. So now he looks like a Chaos Space Marine, and a fight breaks out, and Jack manages to remove the demon that was possessing Lex and takes it upon himself. The demon is then purged, maybe, from Draco, and so he becomes a certified member of the Illuminati. Plans within plans, or something. Oh, Jesus. Then the Arbites show up because there's a load of noise, but then the Thousand Sons fight back, but then they get the Eldar showing up, so things get worse, and then the Imperial Guard show up because there's Thousand Sons and Eldar there, at which point Jack and the crew decide to piss off. They take a few pages from the book, and they leave the rest behind. They then take a land train to find a potential webway entry. At this point, the city they're in is wiped out by an unusual firestorm, because the planet seems to be getting really, really hot. The sun is heating the surface up, and it's got some apocalyptic implications. They eventually make it far enough out, and they start to bounce through the webway. Eventually, they do get to the place that Jaq wanted to go. This place would serve as proper ground so that he could stage his ritual, and this ritual was to essentially forcibly reincarnate Melindy into the body of Raquel. Bad. Yikes and bad. Yeah. Also, Raquel is perfectly okay with this. After the horror she experienced in a short amount of time, she figured that this fate was preferable. So we're doubling down on the yikes. We're going 2 yikes for the price of 1. What the fuck? And because we needed to triple stack our yikes for this particular plot point, it works. So Raquel is gone. Melindy is back in this poor woman's body. But the last thing that she remembered was being killed at the hands of a Phoenix Lord, so her snapping back to reality is her snapping back immediately in the fray. She beats the ever-loving fuck out of all of them, including Jaq, and as Jaq tries to chill her out, she uses her digital flamer to incinerate his hand before fleeing into the webway to do God knows what. Now, Jaq is a bit upset about this, devastated even. He sits down, realising his mission was for naught, and he doesn't know what to do. Except he has a good idea. He decides to see if he can tempt the demon that he believed he purged back into his mind, because he knew what the now once again loyal Lex would do if that was to happen. You know what? Would you like me to take pity on you and I shall read this final quote?
No.
Is that because it's Bricky's turn?
No, it's
yes,
DK's
yes,
turn.
Yes, because it's Bricky's turn.
It is DK's turn.
It is DK's turn. Yeah, no, I don't think you should take pity on us at all, actually.
Okay, there we go. There you go.
May the puny human emperor shrivel. May the light of your Primart wink out like a candle. Glory to Zinch! Shikhamzan Sunoi!
Good effort. 10 out of 10.
Jaq was evoking the greater demons of Zinch in their own language. He must have become possessed anew. Jaq bared his teeth in a bestial snarl. This time, demonry owned him utterly. So it seemed. Lex steadied the bolt gun with Rogaldorn's name upon his lips. He fired at Jaq's head. Rark! A violent blow upon the vault of a skull might leave it intact. If the bolt had only struck a glancing blow, a compression wave would have been transmitted around the skull to the rigid base, which might fracture. An explosion within the skull was another matter. It tore the great jigsaw pieces of the skull apart. And even though Jaq's head had not entirely disintegrated, what had been knitted together since childhood was separated now. The frontal plate was divorced from the sundered parietal plates of the cranium, and those in turn from the occipital plate at the rear. Liquefied pulp of brain had gushed out of its broken container.
I mean, it was a good
which is
attempt
to say,
on the Zinchian thing.
No.
I gave him my best shot. So, which is to say, Jaq is no longer attached to his head.
Yeah. Yes, the culmination of this trilogy is that Jaq brings back his deceased monster girlfriend. She runs away, and so he forces a space marine to shoot him in the forehead.
Wait, is that literally how the book ends?
Yeah. That's the end of the book.
What? The final book, the third book.
The third book, yeah. Jaq's dead because Lex shoots him because he gets a demon to repossess him. Grim and Lex leave, and Draco was shot so hard that his soul was trapped in the webway, forced to eternally wander with no peace. The end. That's the end of the trilogy.
So, okay, do you want to hear the most insane cope I have?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
Yes.
I do. I really do.
So, Warhammer as a property exists because Games Workshop wanted the 2000 AD comic books model stuff to make miniatures. And then they either lost it or didn't re-up or whatever happened. I don't quite remember. I need to check my notes. And they were like, okay, what if we took the villains of 2000 AD comics and made them like the protagonists of this world? And it's like this funny, ironic thing. And they're all like horrendously incompetent and stupid and silly. Because that's like the initial foundings of like the idea of the Imperium. So clearly Ian Watson is just making sure that they do that properly, you know, and are making sure that they're all just really dumb and stupid and silly because it's irony, you know? Yeah. That's what I'm going with, man.
Yeah.
That's some decent cope. I'll give you that. There
according to Keikaku. Yeah.
I mean, here's the thing. There was talk of a sequel. So in 2017, Ian Watson did an interview with a 40k fan site, and he talked about finding notes for a fourth Inquisitor War book. And he said, I just looked inside my 2009 copy of the Inquisition War trilogy, and I found a piece of paper handwritten by me titled Inc. 4, which must be notes for a possible sequel to Chaos Child. ML pregnant, says the paper, first of all. Oh,
I was going to say
Melindy.
I was going to say where the pages stuck together when. Anyway, go ahead.
So, yes, ML pregnant, says the paper, first of all. That's Melindy, my assassin heroine. Was she really? Was I affected by Ripley of Alien? No, now I remember. Melindy would be pregnant by Inquisitor Jaq from the time when they copulated devoutly on board the Tormentum Malorum. Devoutly, what a word.
Also, devout copulation.
We're conveniently leaving out, Melindy died.
Yeah.
Melindy's soul got put in a completely different woman's body. So what the fuck are you talking about, Ian? What do you mean? Next, yes, Jaq's baby kidnapped by Tyranids. Jaq, the next sentence, Jaq contacts the hive mind. Of course.
As you do.
I'm sorry. I disagree with everything being said here. I would personally fund Ian Watson's fourth book. I would personally fund this project. This is fantastic. I want to know. I need to know.
Oh man.
Well,
Bricky
honestly,
heard Jaq's baby was kidnapped by Tyranids and was like, I'm in.
So after Jaq contacts the hive mind, and next Grim rescues and Lex and Imperial fists again. Oh, I see the way this is going. And finally, Genost equals Gnostic plus genes, and then what does this imply in brackets? So that's him like quoting his own notes. But then the last two lines, insane, actually insane. No, I must not even think about writing this sequel. The game's designer tech priests would ruin everything. His vision is too pure for Modern Games Workshop. They would take his vision and they would dilute it. The game's designers would shit all over his perfect creation.
You know,
can't even think about it.
I'm defending Ian Watson on this one because he's right. His ideas are pure, much like unrefined metals and sludge. It is pure, and he is correct. They would dilute it. He's not wrong.
You're right. You're right. How dare they refine
He's not wrong. Does it mean that he's right? No.
No. What a journey, eh?
Can we have an Ian Watson was right t-shirt? Is that a thing that you can make?
Ian Watson was right all along. I can't do that because there's too much sexual assault in his books.
No, absolutely not.
Yeah,
no,
that's...
it's real rough. It's not great. So I'll give you the last line from Possum on which we can end. Firstly, he just says, "Chill out, bro." Then, okay, now it's quite literally the end. No joke at all. Happy anniversary. I'm going to stare at a wall for a week.
Yeah.
No, you ain't.
Ricky's like, I have plans for you.
Get back down the mines. The possum yearns for the mines.
Get back in there, you son of a bitch.
Happy anniversary, everyone. Ian Watson was too pure for us. Good Lord.
Oh, it's got, yeah, of course it's Ian Watson. So I said, as I said it, I was like, who else is it gonna be? Who else is it gonna be? It's gotta be Ian Watson. I hope he's had therapy. I hope he's doing okay, because the books aren't doing okay.